Welcome everyone to the complete beginner course of C++ programming language. This course consists of different classes. We are going to discuss about the concepts like how to run the C++ program in Visual Studio Code, variables, data types, loops, array, object-oriented concept in C++ programming language. So this course is very useful for the beginners who are trying to learn C++ for the first time. So let's get started. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about Introduction to C++. So C++ is a middle level programming language developed in the year 1979. So C++ is an extension of C programming language with object-oriented concept. So it is an extension with object-oriented concept. So C++ is one of the evergreen programming language and loved by millions of software developers. So C++ is one of the evergreen programming language. So this is the introduction to C++. So after that we are going to discuss about advantages of C++. So the first advantage is performance. So C++ is a high performance language, making it suitable for intensive applications. If you want to create any large projects, you can use C++ programming language. And then second one is nothing but flexibility. So C++ offers wide range of features allowing for low level access and then high level abstraction. So C++ contains wide range of features. So that's the second advantage. And then third advantage is nothing but so C++ have more number of libraries compared to C programming language. So these are all the advantages of C++ programming language. So after that we are going to discuss about the drawbacks of C++ programming language. So the first one is the complexity. So C++ syntax is more difficult than Python programming syntax. So that's the complexity. And then memory management. So C requires manual memory management. So that's the second disadvantage. And then third one is the compile time. So the compile time of C++ programming language is more compared to other programming language. After that we are going to discuss about the applications that can be created using C++. So the first application that can be created using C++ is nothing but game development. You can create game development using C++ programming language. So and then second application is nothing but high performance computing. So C++ can be useful for high performance computation. So after that we are going to discuss about the job opportunities of C++. If you learn C++ programming language, you can achieve these jobs like system programming and game development and embedded system developer. So these jobs can be achieved when you learn C++ programming language. So that's it guys. In today's class we have discussed about the introduction to C++ programming language. In the next class we are going to discuss about how to run C++ in Visual Studio Code. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about how to run C++ program in Visual Studio Code. Also you can see other IDE for running C++ program. You can see the IDE like Dev C++, Eclipse, CodeLite, CodeBlocks, Turbo C. But we are going to use VSCODE for running the C++ program. For that you need to create a new folder for your C++ program and then you have to open that folder with VSCODE. So after opening the VSCODE, you need to install some of the extension for running the C++ program. For that you need to open the Google and then you have to type Ming64 MingW64 minimalist download. So you have to open the first website and then you have to download that. So after the download is completed, you need to install that and then you have to select some of the settings like continue and then you need to select the options like GCC, C++ and base. After that you need to select install. Then all the packages will be installed in the Ming. Then you have to open the C folder and then you have to search for Ming So you have to open the bin folder, you have to copy the path of the bin folder, and then you have to paste that path inside the environment variables. For that you have to open the properties. So inside the properties you have to open advanced system settings. In that you have to open the environment variables, and then you have to copy paste the path of the bin folder in the user variables and also system variables. After that only you can run the C++ program in Visual Studio Code. So in the Visual Studio Code you need to install the extension like C++. After installing that extension you need to create a new file. For that you need to select new file option. So you need to type the name of your file. I'm going to type sample.c++. So that's the extension for creating the C++ program. So now we are going to discuss about how to run our first program in Visual Studio Code. For that you need to type the header file. You have to type #include iostream. So that's the header file, and then you need to create namespace. So you need to type using namespace std, that is nothing but standard. So after that you need to create main function. You have to type int main of. So inside the curly brackets we are going to print our output. So we are going to print hello world. For that you need to type cout, and then you need to type the symbol less than and less than, and then you need to type the double quotation. Inside that you need to type hello world. At last you need to type semicolon to end the statement. So this is the syntax for creating the C++ program. So after that you need to run the code. So you can see the output hello world. So that's it guys. In today's class we are discussed about how to run the C++ program in Visual Studio Code. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about variables in C++. So variable, it is a container which store data value. So that's the concept of variables. You need to type #include iostream. So IO is nothing but input output, and then you need to create namespace standard. So after that you need to create the main function. You need to type int main of. So inside the main function we are going to create variables. So before typing the variables you need to create data type. So the data type can be int. So you need to type int a equal to 10. So you need to type int, and then you need to type the name of the variable equal to value. You can type your value 10. So a is a container which stores the value 10. So this is how you can create variables in C++. So that's the syntax. So after that if you want to print the variable you need to type cout. So you have to type cout. So inside that you need to type the variable a. So inside the cout you need to type the variable a. So this will print the output 10. So that's it guys. In today's class we are discussed about how to create variables in C++. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about the concept of data type in C++. So there are many data type. So the first one is the integer data type and character data type, float data type, string data type, boolean data type and double data type. We are going to see an example for these data types one by one. So you need to type #include IO stream header file, and then you need to type the namespace using namespace std standard, and then you need to create the main function int main of. So inside the main function we need to create data type. So you have to type data type int a equal to 10. So it is considered as integer data type, and float b equal to 103.55. So that's the float data type, and character c equal to, you need to type single quotation a, and then string s equal to double quotation hello world, and then double z equal to 12.555, and then boolean data type bool x equal to true or false. So this is the data type, declaration and initialization. So this is how you can create data type in C++. So after that, if you want to print the values, you have to use cout. So you have to type cout and then A. So we need to run the code. So you can see the output 10. So if you want to clear the output, you need to type cls. It will clear the screen. So I'm going to change the variable to b and then run the code. You can see the output 103.55. That's the float. So if I want to print boolean, I'm going to type x and then save the file and run the file. So you can see the output 1. For true, it will show 1. For false, it will show 0. And then yes will be string hello world. So this is how you can create data type in C++. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about how to get user input in C++. So before that, you need to include the header files. So you need to type has include IO stream. And then you need to type the namespace using namespace standard. And then you need to create main function. So inside the main function, we are going to get the user input. Before that, we need to ask the user input. For that, you need to type cout and enter any number. So we are going to ask integer from the user. And then you need to type cin. It will read the input. So and then you need to type the value a. Before that, you need to declare the value. And then you need to type the variable. That's a. So after that, we are going to print the value of a variable. And then you have to type the variable a. So this is how you can get user input and then print the user input. First, you need to type the variable. And then you have to ask for the input. And then you need to store the input in the a variable. And then you need to print the a variable output. So you have to run the code. You can see the output. Enter any number. You have to type any number 10. So that's the output. So this is how you can get user input in C++. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about logical operator in C++. So there are three logical operators and or not. First, we are going to discuss about unlogical operator. For that, you need to create two variables, a equal to 10 and b equal to 5. So after that, we are going to print the unlogical operator. You need to type cout and then you need to type minimum two condition, a greater than b, and then you have to type the symbol of and then a less than b. So before the condition, you have to type bracket. So if you don't type the bracket, it will show an error. So in unlogical operator, both the condition must be true. If any one of the condition is false, then the output will show false. So that's the concept of unlogical operator. So the first condition is a greater than b. Yes, the condition is satisfied. But the second condition is a less than b. Then the output will show false. So you can see the output 0. 0 is nothing but false. After that, we are going to discuss about OR logical operator. For that, you need to type cout and then you need to type the condition a greater than b and then a less than b. In OR logical operator, any one condition must be true. Then the output will show true. If both the conditions are false, then the output shows false. So you can see the first condition is satisfied, then the output will show 1. 1 is for true. So you have to run the code. You can see the output 1. So 0 is for false and 1 for true, because the first condition is satisfied. So after that, we are going to discuss about not logical operator. So you have to type the condition for not logical operator, A greater than B and A less than B. Before that, you need to type the symbol of not. So not logical operator is nothing but it will reverse the output. We know that AND logical operator output shows false, but so not will reverse the output to true. True becomes false, false becomes true. So you need to run the code. So can see the output. So can see the output 0, 1, 1. So 0 is for AND, we know that is false, and then 1 for true, and then 1 for not. So not will reverse the output. True becomes false, false becomes true. So that's it guys. In today's class we are discussed about logical operators in C++. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about if-else conditional statement in C++. So first you need to create a header file. For that you have to type as include IO stream, that is nothing but input output, and then you have to type the namespace. You have to type using namespace std. So after that you have to create main function. So inside the main function we are going to create two variables. So you have to type the data type int a equal to 10 and then int b equal to 20. So first we are going to discuss about if conditional statement. You have to type the if keyword and then you have to type the condition. Inside the bracket you have to type the condition a greater than b. So inside the curly brackets you have to type the output. So you have to type C out a is greater than b. So if the if condition is satisfied, it will print the output a is greater than b. And then you have to type /n for printing the output in the new line. So if the if condition is not satisfied, we are going to print else if. So for that you need to type the syntax else if, and then you have to type the condition a equal to b. After that you need to print C out a is equal to b. So if two conditions are not satisfied, then we will print else. We have to type else C out b is greater than a. First we have created two variables. We know that a value is lesser than b value. Then else condition will print the output b is greater than a. You have to run the code. So you can see the output b is greater than a. So that's it guys. In today's class we have discussed about conditional statement in C++ programming language. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about switch in C++. So switch is also a conditional statement. It is an alternative to if-else. So you need to type the header files and then you need to type the namespace. After that you have to create the main function. So inside the main function we are going to discuss about switch. So before that you need to create variable. For that you need to type int day equal to 2. So that's our variable. And then we are going to type switch. Inside that you have to type the variable day. Using that day we are going to create conditions. So the conditions are case. So you can create many cases for your program. First you need to create case 1. If the case 1 is satisfied, it will print the output Monday. So you have to type C out Monday. And then you have to type break. So if you don't type break, other cases will be printed in the output. And then I'm going to create second case. So you have to print Tuesday. So if the second case is satisfied, it will print the output Tuesday. Also you have to type break. So if two cases are not satisfied or if the input is invalid, you have to type default case. Inside that you need to type invalid input or default answer. You can type your own answer and then you have to type break. If the condition is satisfied, it will exit the switch using the break. So you need to run the code. So you can see the output Tuesday because the value of day is satisfied with the second condition. Then the output will show Tuesday. So if I change the value to 1 and save the file and run the file, so you can see the output Monday. So the day value is satisfied with the case 1 value. So if I type invalid day and run the code, you can see the default answer. So this is how you can create switch in C++. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about loops in C++ programming language. So loops are very important in programming language. For example, if I want to print hello world for more than 10 times, for default, I am going to type cout and then hello world for 10 times. For this problem, the loops are introduced in programming language. So loops are based on some condition. So if the condition is satisfied, then it will print the output. So we are going to see an example how to print hello world for 10 times using the while loop. So before that, you need to include the header files. So you need to type iostream and then you need to type the namespace std standard and then input main, and then you have to type the main function int main. Inside the main function, we are going to create variable for hello world. So you have to type the data type string a equal to hello world. So we are going to print hello world for 10 times, and then you have to type the starting value for the loop. So you have to type I equal to 1. You can type your own starting value whether it is 0 or 1, and then you have to type the while keyword. So inside the while you have to type the condition. So condition are very important. I less than or equal to 10. So if the condition is satisfied, the while loop will print the output hello world for 10 times. So the condition is 1 less than or equal to 10. Yes, the condition is satisfied, then we will print the hello world. For printing the hello world, you need to type cout. So you have to type cout and then the variable name, that is a. Also you have to type /n for printing the output in the next line. So if you want to print the hello world for 10 times, you need to increment the value by 1 by 1. So the condition is 1 less than or equal to 10. Yes, the condition is satisfied. Hello world will be printed 1 time. Then the value will be incremented to 2. 2 less than or equal to 10. The condition is satisfied. Then the output will print hello world for the second time. So based on the condition, it will print the value. So I have to run the code. So you can see the output hello world for 10 times. So this is how you can use while loop in C++. Hello everyone, in today's class we are going to discuss about how to print hello world for 10 times using the for loop. So you need to type the header files and then namespace and then main function. Inside the main function you need to create the string hello world. So after that you need to type the for loop. So inside the for you need to type the starting value int I equal to 1, and then you need to type the condition I less than equal to 10. You have to type I++. So this is the syntax for creating the for loop in C++. First you need to type the starting value and then you need to type the condition. The condition is 1 less than or equal to 10. The condition is satisfied, then the value will be printed 1 by 1. Hello world will be printed 1 by 1 using the I++. For printing the hello world, you need to type cout a and then you need to type /n for new line. So a will print the hello world for 10 times. So you need to run the code. You can see the output. Hello world is printed 10 times using the for loop. So this is how you can use for loop in C++. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about break and continue in C++. So break will exit the loop when the condition is satisfied. Continue will skip the particular value in the loop when the condition is satisfied. For break and continue, we are going to see an example using the for loop. So you need to type the header file and namespace and main method, and then you need to type the syntax of for loop. First you need to type the starting value and then condition and then increment value. So inside the for loop, you need to type the condition. So if the value of I becomes 5, we will break the loop using the break keyword. So you have to type break. When the value of I incremented to 5, then we will break the loop. After that, you need to print the value cout. So you have to type cout I. It will print the value. And then you need to type /n for new line. So after that, you need to run the code. So you can see the output 1, 2, 3, 4. When the value of I becomes 5, it will exit the loop using the break. So after that, we are going to discuss about continue. So if the value of I becomes 5, that value will be skipped in the loop. You can see the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 will be skipped in the loop using the continue. So that's the difference between break and continue. Break will exit the loop. Continue will skip the particular value in the loop. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about how to create array in C++. So array is a data type which stores elements. For that, we are going to see an example how to create array. Before that, you need to type the header files. For that, you need to type hash include iostream, type namespace std. After that, you need to type the main function int main of. Inside the main function, we are going to create array. So you have to type the data type for the array, and then you need to type the name of the array, square bracket equal to curly brackets. Inside the curly brackets, you have to type the element 10, 20, 40, 30, 50. So this is how you can create array in C++. So that's the syntax. So after that, we are going to create character array. Inside the curly brackets, you need to type the character, single quotation, A, B, and C, and B. So after that, we are going to create string array. So inside the curly brackets, you have to type string, hello, and then world. So this is how you can create string array in C++. That you need to know about the concept of index position. So array is based on the index. So the index start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to the 11th value. So 10 is the 0th index, 20 is the first index, 30 is the second index, 40 is the third index, 50 is the fourth index. So if you want to access any element in the array, you need to access them by using index position. So for that, we are going to see an example. You need to type cout. You have to type the index position 0. We are going to print the value 10 using the index position 0. So you have to run the code. So you can see the output 10. So this is how you can print the single element in the array. So if you want to print all the elements in the array, you have to create for loop. For that, we are going to see an example. You have to type for. You have to type starting value I equal to 0. So that's the index 0. And then I less than or equal to 5. And then I plus plus. So inside the for loop, you need to print the array. For that, you need to type cout. And then you have to type A of I. it will print all the elements in the A array one by one. You need to type /n for new line. So you have to run the code. You can see the output 10, 20, 40, 50. So if you want to remove the -2, you have to change the condition. So based on the index position, you have to create the condition I less than 5 and then run the code. So you can see the output 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So based on the index position, index value positions, we have to create the condition and starting value. So that's it guys. In today's class, we have discussed about how to create array in C++. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about how to create class and object in C++. So class and object are nothing but object-oriented concept. So before that, you need to include the header files. You need to type iostream, and then you have to create namespace. You have to type using namespace std. So after that, you need to create class. For creating the class, you have to type class. That's the keyword. And then you need to type the name of the class. So the name of the class must be same with your file name. That is oops. After that, you need to type semicolon to end the statement. So if you don't type the semicolon, it will generate an error. So this is the syntax for creating the class. In C++, you need to know about the concept of access specifier. So there are many access specifier, but we are going to discuss about public and private. So if you want to create any public class or public variables or public functions, you need to declare that inside the class. So you have to type public colon. After that, you need to type the variables. We are going to create public variables which can be accessed by everyone. So I am going to type int a equal to 10. So we are going to create public a variable. So after that, we are going to discuss about how to create object for the class. So we need to create the main function. Inside the main function, we can create the object. For creating the object, you need to type the name of the class. You have to type oops, and then you have to type the object name ob. So this is how you can create object. So using the ob, we can print the output. You have to type ob.a. It will print the output 10. So you have to run the code. So you can see the output 10. So this is how you can create class and object in C++. So if I change the access specifier from public to private, you cannot access the value. Only inside the class you can access. Outside the class you cannot access. So you can see the error. A is private within the class. Within the class you can access. Outside the class you cannot access. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about how to create methods in class. For that, we are going to see an example. So you need to type the header file. So you have to type iostream. That is input output. If you want to print or get any input, you have to include that. And then you need to type the namespace std. And then you have to type the class. So class. And then you have to type the name of the class. That will be same as file name. And then you have to type semicolon to end the class. So that's the syntax. So inside the class, we are going to create public method. For that, you have to type public colon, and then you need to type the name of the method. You have to type void addition of. Inside the curly bracket, you can type your addition. So the function is public. Everyone can access that function. So if you type the function as private, only inside the class that can be accessed. Outside the class, we cannot access. So we are going to see an example for addition. You have to type int a equal to 10 and then int b equal to 20. and then int c equal to a plus b. So after that, we are going to discuss about how to create the object inside the main function. So you have to type the class name, that is methods, and then object name ob1. So using that object, we can call our function object dot addition of. You have to type addition of. So before running the code, you have to change the return type of the method. You have to change the void to int. If you type void, it won't return any value. So that's why you need to change the return type. Also, you have to type the cout, c value. It will show the addition of two values. Inside the addition, you have to type cout. And then we are going to call the method of the class using the object. You have to run the code. You can see the output 30. So the addition of two values 10 and 20 will produce 30. So that's it guys. In today's class we have discussed about how to create methods in class. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about how to create constructor in C++. So we are going to see an example how to create constructor. Before that you need to type the header file. So you have to type #include iostream. And then you have to create the namespace standard. And then you have to create a class. So you have to type the name of the class. So the name will be the file name. And then you have to put semicolon. So inside the class we are going to create constructor. So you have to type public. So you have to type the keyword constructor. So this is the constructor for our class. So inside that you can print the output using the cout. You have to type cout constructor in C++. So this is how you can create constructor in class. So after that we are going to create object. So you have to type the main function. So inside that we are going to create object for the class. For creating the object you have to type the class name. So you have to type the class name constructor and then you have to type the object ob1, that's the object. So you have to run the code. So you can see the output constructor in C++. That's it guys. In today's class we have discussed about how to create constructor in C++. Hello everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about inheritance in C++. So inheritance is nothing but the child class will inherit the parent class properties. So the properties can be the variables, methods or constructor. So we are going to see the example for inheritance. So there are many types in inheritance, but we are going to discuss about two methods, single inheritance and multiple inheritance. So first we are going to discuss about single inheritance. So you need to include the header files. You have to include iostream. So after that you need to create namespace. So you have to type namespace standard. So after that you need to create parent class. You have to type class and then you have to type the parent class name. So you have to type inheritance. So that's the parent class. So after that you need to put semicolon to end the statement. So inside the parent class you have to type the access specifier for the variables and then methods. For that first we are going to create public variables. So you have to type public colon. Inside that you have to type int a equal to 10. So after that we are going to create public method. So first we have created public variable. Now we are going to create public method. So you have to type void display of. So inside the display method we are going to print the value. For that you need to type cout. So you need to type hello world. So after that you need to type /n for new line. So we have just created public variable and then public method. So after that we are going to create child class. For that you need to type the syntax for the child class. First you need to type the class keyword, and then you need to type the name of the class child, so that's the child, and then you need to type colon, so that's the keyword for inheritance, and then you need to type the specifier. After that you need to type the name of the parent class, that is inheritance. So this is how you can create child class in inheritance. First you need to type the class name and then you have to type colon. After that you need to type the specifier, access specifier, and then you need to type the name of the parent class, that's the inheritance. So inside the child class we are going to create public variable, so you have to type public. So after that you need to type the variable int b equal to 20. So after that we are going to discuss about how to create child class object. For that you need to type main function. So inside the main function we are going to create object. For creating the object you need to type the class name, that is the child class, and then you have to type the object name, that is ob2. So this is how you can create object for the child class. So using the child class object we can call the parent class method and also the child class variable. For that you need to type cout. So you have to type ob2, that's the object dot b, and then you need to type /n. So after that we are going to use the a from the parent class. You have to type cout ob2 dot a and then /n. So after that we are going to call the parent class method using the object. You have to type ob2 dot display of. So you need to change the return type of the parent class method. You have to type int display, then only the output will be shown. So we have just discussed about single inheritance. First you need to create the parent class. Inside that we have created public variable and then public method. So after that we have created child class. You need to type colon, that's the specifier, and then you have to type the name of the parent class. So you have to type the access specifier public, and then we have created public variable. So after that inside the main function we have just created object for the child class. Using the object of the child class we can inherit the parent class property. So you have to run the code. You can see the output 20, that is nothing but the value of b, and then 10 is nothing but the value of the parent class variable a, and then parent class method, that's the output of method of the parent class, that is display. So this is the single inheritance in C++. So after that we are going to discuss about multiple inheritance. So for multiple inheritance you have to create two parent class. First we have created the father class. I am going to change to father class for example, and then I am going to change to mother class. So I am going to remove the specifier. So after that I am going to create child class. We have just created two class, mother class and then father class. For that you need to type child class, and then you have to type colon, that's the inheritance, and then you have to type the specifier, and then you have to type the first parent class name, that is the inheritance, and then you have to type second parent class, that is the mother class. So you need to change that. You have to type comma. So this is how you can use multiple inheritance. We have just created two parent class for the single child class. So inside the child class, we are going to create a variable int c equal to 30. So after that, you need to create object for the child class. Using that object, we can call two parent classes. So you can call the father class A variable and then mother class B variable. And also the child class variable. So you need to type the access specifier. If you don't type the access specifier, for default it will be considered as private. For that you need to type public and then you can access the child class variable C. So first we have created father class, that's the inheritance. For example, we have created father class. Inside that we have created public variable and then public method. And then we have created second parent class, that is mother class. So inside the mother we have just created one variable, that is public b equal to 20. And then we have created child class. So child class will inherit the properties of the first parent class and then second parent class. So inside the child class we have just created public c variable and then we have created object. Using that object we are calling the parent class variables A, B and then child class variable C. So after that you need to print the output. So I need to run the code. So you can see the output 20, 10, 30. So 30 is for the child class and 10 is for the parent class and 20 is for the mother class. So that's it guys. In today's class we have discussed about how to create single inheritance and multiple inheritance in C++. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about polymorphism in C++. So there are two methods, method overriding and method overloading. In today's class we are going to discuss about method overriding. So first you need to type the header files iostream and then you need to type the namespace std and then you need to type the parent class and then you have to type the name of the class poly. So it will be considered as parent class. So you need to type semicolon. So inside the parent class we are going to create method, public method. So method overriding is nothing but the both parent class method and child class method will be same. The name will be same. But when you create the object for any class, it will override the other method. For that you need to create void display of. So inside that you need to print this is parent class. So we have just created public method, that is display. And then we are going to create child class. You have to type class child and then you have to inherit the parent class. You have to type colon and then you have to type the specifier public and then class name, parent class name poly. So you have to type semicolon. So inside the child class we are going to create public method. You have to type public colon. So you have to type void display of. So inside the display method I am going to print cout. This is child class. So after that we are going to create main function. Inside that we are going to create the object. First we are going to create object for the child class. C will be considered as object. So using that object we can print the output of the child class method. So you have to type c dot display of. So you have to change the return type of the method. So you need to type int. Instead of void you have to type int. Then only output will be shown. So you have to run the code. You can see the output. This is child class. So using the object we can override the method. So if you want to print the parent class method, you have to create another object. So you have to type poly. So that's the parent class. So that's the parent class name. And then C. So C will be considered as object. So you have to run the code. So you can see the output. This is parent class. So if you want to print the parent class, you have to create new object. Then only you can print the output of the method. So using the object, we can override the method. So that's it guys. In today's class, we have discussed about method overriding in polymorphism.